It is no small coincidence that all 4 winners of this award for the last 4 years, including this year's winner, have been members of this pioneer senior class of the Academy graduating here tonight. Olga Nemchinov, Irene Schottenberg, and Yossi Ritz have been the recipients in previous years. The class salutatorian, Michael Eisenberg, was also a nominee last year. This certainly says something very special about these youngsters and their involvement in Jewish youth activities and in community life also outside of the school. This year, as in the past years, there were also 3 nominees for the prize, and the committee had a difficult decision picking the winner. I would like to also acknowledge the runners-up for the Hadassah Berenson Memorial Award. Sophomore Anna Ellen Krieg, and freshman Sandy Household. They'll still have a chance to win the award in future years. This year's winner is a very special young man, continuing in the tradition of the Hadassah Berenson Award recipients. He has rejoined the senior class after leaving the Academy 4 years ago for public high school and returning this fall. He has excelled in Judaic studies, served B'nai Akiva as a counselor, teenage activities coordinator, and Rosh Hanhaga, chairman of the board. Together with last year's recipient, Yossi Ritz, and nominee Michael Eisenberg, he has marched through the crematoria of Auschwitz and the hills of Judea to search out the roots of his people. David Kerwin, would you please come to the podium? David, you are joining the ranks of a prestigious elite. Together with the last 3 winners of the prize, you embody some of the finest ideals of Judaism. Learn their assets from them, and let them learn from you. David, please accept this flag. And this envelope.
Thank you, Robert.
Hashem Yimacha Chazak Mi'amaz. Will the other recipients come up and take a picture together? Former year recipients.
Rabbi Lipner, rabbis, principals, teachers, fellow classmates, family, and friends. The story of next week's Parsha, Shlach, is a familiar one. It is the story of the 12 spies examining the land of Israel. They entered the land, and 10 of the 12 come back, defame it, and nearly start a rebellion. The Jews of the desert generation believe the spies' report and are sentenced to wander 40 years in the desert and die before they would enter. One of the explanations for the spies' slander is that life in the desert was wonderful. They had man, Miriam's well, and the clouds of glory. Also, their whole day was filled only with Torah study. When the spies saw the land, they realized living there would be hard work. When they saw the huge fruit, they feared the farming of the land. And when they saw the inhabitants, they feared war. However, it was not acceptable for them to try to avoid it. The punishment Hashem dealt out was extremely stern. However, it is possible to see consolation by the ordering of the following verses. The fact that the commandments of the wine libation and the separation of challah, both mentioned when you come to the land I am giving you, is a sign that the next generation will be able to enter the land. There is another consolation as well. The sustaining items that kept the Israel alive in the desert are alluded to in the following commandments. The man and the well were replaced by challah and the wine libation. And instead of the Jews wrapping themselves in the cloud of glory, they were to wrap themselves in tzitzit. Hashem was promising the Jews that when they entered Eretz Israel, their spiritual sustenance would be replaced by physical ones. Also, the study of Torah that they had done in the desert had no application without being in the land of Israel. The laws of farming, tithes, kingship, and so on could not be kept in the paradise of the desert. We, in Hebrew Academy, have learned in this paradise of the desert. To us, this is where the Torah was given. In some ways, the most comfortable thing for us to do would be to stay in school. In the outside world, we have to worry about having a career, supporting a family, getting old, and so on. However, it is necessary for us to graduate. Only in the outside world can we truly apply the teachings we have learned all of these years. As the physical gifts replace spiritual gifts, we too will transform the spiritual gifts given to us by the Academy into concrete physical ones. For me, this parsha has special meaning. As the Jews went from slavery in Egypt to the receiving of the Torah in the desert to the land of Israel, so I feel I can trace my steps. A year ago, I was in public school. However, there I was actually a slave to the desires of the outside world. I finally was able to release my chains and enter the freedom of a Torah life. In San Francisco, the only place I can achieve that is the Hebrew Academy. With the help of Hashem, next year I will be studying in Israel. I feel this is the only natural progression. However, none of this could have been achieved without the brother of whom this plaque is named. I am now privileged to accept this award, and I have to thank certain people for helping me to achieve the goals espoused by its creator. For helping me to attain the academic success, I would like to thank my secular teachers. For helping me to attain the academic success, however, the classes dearest to my heart are my Torah ones. For these, I would like to thank Rabbis Libner, Kafka, and Rindenow. For years, you have been my guides, my teachers, and my assistants. Also, I would like to give much thanks to Rabbi Greenwald for allowing me the opportunity to grow in a leadership role in B'nai Akiva. I highly recommend B'nai Akiva to all students to reinforce the Torah teachings learned at the Academy and to experience a social setting conducive to Jewish life while gaining great love for the land of Israel. I must add, my heartfelt gratitude goes out to all the rabbis and their families whose homes were always open to me at all times. And finally, I need to thank the creator of this award, Rabbi Berenson. Without him, I would not be on this stage right now. He was the first one that brought me to Eretz Israel, where I now wish to make my home, using the teachings of the Torah that I have learned from the Academy and B'nai Akiva. Thank you very much.